Alright guys, in today's video, I'm going to be leaking almost an hour-long recording directly from my AI agency mastermind where we hosted a guest speaker as we do every single month. And the call recording you're about to see here is directly from a good friend of mine and also just an AI agency owner who's doing over $50,000 a month in the roofing niche. And I think he is 20 years old. So he dropped a bunch of game around ads, how to do client fulfillment well, how to make sure your offer is positioned right. And you guys get to hear just a bunch of commonly asked questions from people who are already making a bunch of money with their AI agency, and also people who are just starting and just joined the mastermind to get more help, and kind of the beginner questions that maybe a lot of you guys would want to hear if you're looking at starting your own AI agency today. So that being said, guys, this is just a direct recording from a bunch of Q&A and a presentation that Levi, my friend, gave, and you're going to get a lot of value inside of this video if you stick to the end. So I'll see you guys there, and I hope you guys enjoy. Let's jump into it.
I did have a couple things I wanted to go through just to stop you guys from making the same mistakes I did. The first thing is I worked on the wrong things for a year. I didn't have any kind of AI agency mastermind or any group of guys who are all locked in on the same shit to kind of tell me what was right and wrong. So you guys already fixed my first mistake. I was trying to raw dog it, just go on YouTube. Not worth. Do this, tell any friends that aren't in something like this to join it, because seeing other people doing this helps you so much. The second thing, don't outsource the very high skill tasks before learning them yourself, because you don't know how to hire without mastering it yourself. For example, when I went from 8K a month to 35K a month, which again, I should have done B2B ads sooner. That was one of my mistakes. But I tried to outsource sales after that because I thought I was too busy. What ended up happening was I only closed 35K a month. And while that might seem like a little bit of money to some of you guys, in the grand scheme of things, it really isn't shit as far as cash collected. And you don't really know how to train somebody as well if that's all you've done. So get to the point where you're really solid first and then outsource it, because I ended up losing around $60,000 of profit that I would have made if I didn't have to run through these closers, which was a huge mistake. Also, hiring out management and higher level things like that, wait until you're really good. That lost me probably around 100K. Third thing, waiting to do B2B ads. Everyone says wait until you're at 20K a month, or wait till you're at 15K a month, or that's what it was when I was kind of first getting into the agency game. I would do it now. I tell people like, yo, go drive Uber Eats, go get some kind of money, get a job. Because even if I got a job for 6 months out of that first year where I did nothing, I would have hit 10K in 7 months or 8 months instead of 15. So that's a net 6 month gain. And during that time, you can still be doing other things, getting free trial clients, doing outreach, whatever, just to get to the point so that you can do B2B ads faster. Like one of my boys, he went this route. He was only driving DoorDash. He made around $100 a day. He had a car. He was in the US. I understand not everyone's in that situation, but he just put all that money into DoorDash or into B2B ads, and he went from 0 to 30K a month in just 2 months, just because he prioritized getting really good at B2B ads and sales right off the gate. So these are mistakes I made. The wins I had, biggest thing was my mindset. Like from the jump, why I was so comfortable documenting my journey, even though I looked like I was genuinely 4 years old on camera, even though I made no money, I wasn't confident, I couldn't even make eye contact with the camera. I always knew ever since I was a kid that I was gonna make it. Like something was going to work and I was gonna get out of the position that I was in. The second thing that was huge for me, the reason I know Carson, the reason I know so many other people is because they saw my videos. And you guys saw a lot of Carson's videos. And Carson and I on the back end, we know a lot of the really big creators that you guys have seen. Like we've had conversations with people like Brez and TJR and like all these guys just because we have personal brands. You can get advice from so many other high level people just by being known. Like even when I went to Miami that one time, or actually the second or third time I went to Miami this year, which damn, that's a crazy statement as it is, but I ran into this guy. He actually ended up already following me. He had a Lambo with the license plate ROAS, like return on ad spend, and he like knew me from content, and it can get you in rooms that you don't belong in just because you have the attention, which people with money want more than money. So start it. It's painful. Do it. It's going to help you a lot. Third thing was building the business I wanted. A lot of people would have said I made a mistake by continuing to plateau for the last like 8 months of my agency. I looked at it more as I still was printing cash while living the life that I wanted to live. And I got it out of my system. I'm very happy I did that. I learned a lot about myself. I met a lot of really great people that I had met from my personal brand. And it was amazing. And now I have something where, as I'm scaling it, I have a lot of really solid foundations in place so that I can build something a lot faster without some people. Because some people, they'll be making 50K a month, but they have no systems and they're working 24/7. When I tell you guys that it's not uncommon for me to spend 4 hours a day on Reels, I'm not joking. The money's still going to come in. I could do whatever I want with that amount of time. I'm still going to make money because I built the business that I actually wanted to fit the lifestyle that I wanted to do. And the third thing, mastering B2B ads, obviously is just going to print you money. Like I am one of the greatest. I've helped Carson with a lot of that stuff, and it's helped a ton. Client success and communication. These are kind of more confusing. They're more higher level. This will stop any kind of arguments or getting nervous when you're talking to clients, or maybe service delivery isn't going as well. But because I have a really solid client success structure, which you guys can look up on YouTube because it is pretty advanced, people will stay with me for much longer. So because I have the relationships with my clients, because I'm always checking in on them, because I'm giving them resources to help them win, the average client for like my type of agency in roofing is around 4 months. Whereas on average, my clients stay with me for 8 months. And I have clients that I've signed probably 16, 17 months ago that are still with me because I set the expectation that it's a really long-term thing and I'm going to work with them to make sure that they succeed for that amount of time, which means that what you pay to acquire them in ad spend goes so much further. Like I've had clients that by themselves have paid me 40K, paying whatever 5K a month because they don't leave. And the final thing is just from doing all those cold calls, from talking to so many people, from doing calls like this, Zoom calls, whatever, I'm much more confident in person. Like when I go out to a restaurant with my boys, I'm the one like generally speaking to the waiter, or if it's going up to talk to girls or whatever else it is, like being scared of interactions like that just stop happening after you get yelled at on Zoom calls for a year and a half. Like I'm sure Coda knows it too, because why or they both told me you're a killer. Like after a certain point of just being smashed on calls for enough time, like it's very difficult to be scared of a really like small conversation, whether it's with a client, with a girl, with a guy, whatever you're into. Um, it's completely like one of the best things that you guys can do. But so those are the mistakes, some of the wins. Biggest lesson though, I have three, and then we'll go into Q&A afterwards. Um, is this is as simple as an agency is. It's three parts: setting appointments, closing appointments, and service delivery. A lot of you guys, you look at how many different aspects to an agency there are, and you get confused. You feel like there's so many aspects that you might need to learn. It's really these three. The first thing you guys need to get down is get appointments through the door. You're not going to make shit if you don't have calls to talk to, people to sell. That's the first thing. After you have systems for that, whether it's automated email, automated SMS, cold DMs, cold calling, B2B ads, whatever, if you have something that's working, focus on sales. Focus on closing those appointments. Don't even focus on service delivery if you don't have any clients, because who are you going to help with that? After you're good at closing, take that money and either give it to a super niche specialist of your exact AI service in your exact niche to help you. And then there's a really solid chance you could just learn that shit in an hour and then you're good forever. That's what I did. Um, and worry about that afterwards. The second thing that I have is focus on the appointments and sales aspect of that during the day. Put all of your effort into the things that are actually going to get you money, which is finding new prospects and closing them during the day, which are the only hours in which case that can happen. and focus on service delivery, automations, any kind of AI build outs at night. If you're wasting all that time building a bot during the day and you didn't do any outreach and you're chilling at night and you're not where you want to be, your day is completely organized wrong. You need to be doing everything you can to get new clients. And then at night, because there's nothing else you could be doing, do service delivery, which means you have more time to do service delivery because it's all you can do at night. And during the day, you're going to end up making more deals. I've taken it as far as to, for these things, when I was first handling everything myself, I would say I wasn't allowed to touch it. I wasn't allowed to get up during the day from my desk. And I would just keep hammering dials, call old prospects, call old leads, cold calling, even if I'm running B2B ads, just to make anything happen to get more deals during the day. And then at night, I focus on service delivery. And because I only have a certain amount of time before I go to bed, I'm locked in, I'm actually focused. And then I wake up next day, do my morning routine, whatever I do, jump into sales. And then at a certain point, you're going to have enough money to stop doing the things you don't want to do, and you can prioritize it from there. So that's the second biggest thing. Third thing, this is an agency. It's not rocket science. It's not surgery. You're not like, it is the simplest business model. You provide service for business. That's it. Don't get creative. Don't think like on your own. Wyatt and Carson already did it themselves. They made the blueprint. They've made money with this model. Just copy them. And then after you've kind of passed like the general specifics of what they find somebody else who's above you and literally just basically dupe what they're doing. Don't copy it exactly, but model what you're doing because it's proven to work. Don't try to innovate on a completely new service in a super untapped niche with like 1,000 businesses in it because it's not going to happen. I've started to have to innovate because there's fewer and fewer agencies above me at this point. Or maybe they might be above me in revenue by a little bit, but their back end structure is really bad. Um, but until you get to probably 50 to 100 grand a month in your agency, like you don't need to get creative. Like that's just kind of the very beginning of building a business. And a lot of you guys, because I know I did, I put a lot of effort into being unique, being different, being like standing out my product when I just needed to get more sales calls and be better at sales. Like that's what was the only thing that was going to help. Um, but that's really it. That's kind of my journey that's gotten me to the point where we're making the money we are, and somehow today the best day of my life as far as, income, with a lot of that being profit over 20 grand a day. Because it wasn't all easy. It was not just straight up. There were a lot of downs as well. But if you guys can follow, like, especially those three biggest lessons at the end, like getting consistent appointments, just putting all your effort, getting really good at closing, you guys are going to scale so much faster than you guys ever believed you could. And maybe hit another thing to go from 2K to 50K in 6 months. Because I've known people who go from 2K to 100K in 4 months. Like a lot is possible when you guys just lock the fuck in and apply yourself at the proper way, which are setting appointments, closing appointments, and then using those funds, those resources into providing a killer fucking product that's going to make your clients a bunch of money. And then referrals are going to come from that as well. So that's all I got, Dakota. If you want to take it from here, kind of go through some questions and kind of organize their thoughts so I can help you guys out. Let's run it.
100%. Super insightful, man. I think there's a lot of value to be pulled from that conversation from start to finish, not just where you're at now, but I think more specifically for a lot of the people inside here, the
Mhm.
beginning of your journey, where things really started to take a turn, because no one likes to do the harsh input when you're first getting started with the hundreds of cold calls and cold outreach and everything else. But it is essential to just have that skill set in place. You're going to see results eventually doing stuff like that. And in the meantime, in your downtime, learning how to run ads in a more proficient manner is obviously going to help. But as far as questions and everything else goes, to keep this simple, I know we've got quite a few inside the Zoom chat here. We'll make sure to cover as much as possible. We got a couple of hands raised, so I'll just go in order with these first. I believe Augustine, you're probably the first one in there. What kind of questions you got?
Hi, nice to meet you. Yeah, I feel kind of lost with running ads, which is something that I have been talking a lot with in this kind of calls with Carson and Wyatt.
Okay.
I don't know when is going to be like the exact or the perfect moment to run them, and I'm kind of like procrastinating while creating content on YouTube. I don't know if that happens to you, or what would you do?
Well, I definitely make content on YouTube as well and then ads, so I believe I should be able to help a little bit. It really comes down to your risk tolerance. So like, what do you have in expenses outgoing every month that's like actually keeping you alive?
Mhm.
If you're living at your parents, if you have minimal expenses, obviously you can get there sooner. So for me, going back, the advice I give people now is, let's say you have no expenses, which I know is a very rare situation, but if it is that case, if you have 3K in additional money,
Mhm.
there isn't really a better use for it as long as you guys are doing the kind of B2B properly, which I know Carson and Wyatt do help with, because you don't have to think of it as, oh, I'm spending $50 a day, or or I'm not spending 1,500 a month or 3K a month. It's
Mhm.
amount per day. So as long as you're able to hustle and make that during the day, because at first, if you're spending that much, you're not going to get the most amount of leads. But
Mhm.
as long as you can work your ass off every day, and even if you only make $100, you sign a little trial client, you do whatever else, you
Mhm.
covered your ad spend. So just keep fighting, work so much harder so that isn't going to complete waste. And if you have like an extra 3K, I would do it.
Okay.
Depending on your risk tolerance, less.
Okay.
Um, but there's never going to be a perfect time, man. Like it's always going to be scary, especially making a jump like that because it's like
Mhm.
before this, you're not used to $50 going out every single day. Like
Mhm.
that's a lot of money. That's like groceries for the week. That's like there's so many other things you could do for that.
Mhm.
But you're gonna get to the point where it's just how it is. Like it's gonna like ad spend to me feels like fake money.
Yeah.
And like at a certain point
Yeah.
when I want to like scale up, I can drop 600 in a day and it doesn't bother me because it's ad spend. Like I'm gonna make money from it.
Yeah.
Um,
Right. Mm.
so
Yeah, I
there's
think
never
that
gonna be a perfect time.
yeah, I think that I should just close more deals so I get like that backup of money. Because at least for now, I don't have like that amount of money because I invested in some things.
Okay.
So maybe would it be like a good idea to continue uploading YouTube content, which is generating me appointments and closing them, and then once
Right.
I
So going back to like the super simple, like 3 steps, setting appointments, closing appointments, whatever's
Mhm.
getting you appointments right now, hammer that as hard as you can. Get to the point from that where you are making money from it consistently. Because even if you have that, you still have all that time to continue to make those videos. B2B
Mhm.
ads take none of your time. Remember that. Like it's fully automated. So you can do both at the same time. And so you'll have things coming in from content. And then once
Mhm.
B2B ads start to work for you, you're going to have money coming in from B2B ads as well. And then
Mhm.
eventually you're going to get to the point where you're spending enough on B2B ads where your
Mhm.
calendar just gets fully absorbed by sales calls. And then at that point, that's the sign of, okay, I'm switching from mainly content to mainly B2B ads because you have enough volume to get there. And then by that point, you're going to be making a lot of money.
You're right. Yeah, great. And then I have one more question.
Mhm.
Which is what's like the difference between B2C ads and B2B?
B2B is way easier because you have full control over everything. Your
Okay.
clients aren't going to complain about anything because you're your client.
Okay.
And I'll make a loom for the people in this call. I'll have Carson send it to you guys or whatever with my exact B2B ad targeting setup that I've helped
Great.
a billion people with that works really, really well. Because the targeting for B2B is incredibly simple. It's the
Okay.
creative that's the hard part. So if you guys can make sure that your creatives are hitting the pain points of your niche and they're
Okay.
unique and that they stand out and they get their attention, you're going to do really well. So I don't personally use AI in my creatives. Some of them are just Canva graphics with just text, but I know one of my boys, he's killing it with AI creatives for his B2B just
Mhm.
because they stand out that much. So make sure I'll give you guys the targeting. You guys can copy paste the targeting and it will work. Just
Mhm.
put all of your effort into having a really, really good offer on the front end. Put your offer in the headline of your B2B ad and the first line of the primary text. So for me and roofers, it's going to be attention roofers, and then I'm going to put my offer. for the primary text, and then all the other like words and shit below that. And then for the headline, just put like offer. And then make a really, really, really solid creative, and that's it. It's like once you get it down, it is the most simple thing in the world. And for every dollar you spend, you're gonna get $2, $3, $4, $5 back. It's really great.
That's great. Great. And the final question would be, would you recommend us, or at least in the case of those who don't have that amount of money, to have someone to run the ads for ourselves, or would you recommend for us to learn to do it?
Are you said to like have someone run B2B ads for you or learn it yourself? Was that the question?
Yeah, exactly.
Learning B2B ads isn't really a thing. Like you don't know how to do it right now, so it seems complicated. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna send Carson a loom to give you guys. It's gonna be like a 4-minute loom, and then you will know how to run B2B ads. Like that,
Mhm.
like it is such a helpful thing, but the targeting is genuinely fucking easy. Everyone
Mhm.
just thinks it's hard because it seems scary, which is why it's intrinsically valuable. But the targeting by itself will not make you money. Your creatives have to be at the point because Facebook is at the point now where they know what is a good creative and they will show that to a million people. And if your creative isn't on point, you have to do that. So go on Ads Library, look up your niche and whatever you're trying to target, see what other people are doing, see what agency has the most ads actively live. And like I said, like this is an agency. It's not like I don't know, surgery or whatever. If it's working for them, chances are the same offer is going to work for you. And
Yeah.
the offer is insanely important. The other 30% of it is the creative. Just make sure your creative is eye-catching and better than theirs, and you're gonna do good.
Great.
Perfect.
So just
It doesn't take that much time to learn.
It's good stuff. We'll send over that Loom video once we get a hold of that, probably after this. And then
Mhm.
yeah, great question, Augustine. And we'll try to rip through these. I know for time's sake, we got quite a bit of questions. It looks
Yeah,
like
we'll speed them.
Christian, you got a question, man? What's going on?
Yeah. First of all, thank you, Levi, for all the sauce that you're bringing.
Sir.
So, one question that I have, so I'm in the HVAC niche and you're also in roofing. So, like, these two niches are kind of similar.
Pretty similar.
So, I had one question for you. So, in terms of the offer, do you do like a pay per appointment or you do like an upfront fee?
My ads say pay per appointment, and for some clients I do charge pay per appointment. But I always get something up front. Like in sales, it's not a close unless you get at least $1,000. Anything below that's just deposit basically. And there's different ways to structure it. So you can have people come through and then it's pay per appointment, but they give you a setup fee of a few $1,000s and then they pay ad spend and then they pay for every appointment you book. That works. One thing that I've done that helped a lot because I really like recurring consistent revenue is I'll say pay per appointment, but then what they're actually buying is a package of, for example, let's say 20 appointments for a month and then they have to pay for ad spend. But what I do is I make sure that the ad spend that they're spending is enough to get them 30 appointments, and then I give them the guarantee that any appointments delivered less than 20 in this example, you'll just be refunded for. So let's say somebody gives me $2,000 for 20 appointments at an average of $100 per appointment. If I got them 19 in that guarantee, I give them $100 back, but they're never going to get the $100 back because I'm having them spend enough ad spend to get 30 appointments. So even if you mess up, you're still going to get enough appointments to deliver on that guarantee. They're happy, you're happy, you got upfront cash, and you get going. So I'm doing pay per appointment, works on the front end, works on the back end too. But if that's your only question, I think we can just jump to the next one.
Yeah, one last question. Last question, and I'm done. Also, when you're doing that guarantee, like you said, do you also like say like, or you don't pay when you're doing like pay per appointment?
No.
Okay, yeah, awesome. Because yeah, that's what I was like kind of asking myself, and I had like got doubts. So like basically for your guarantee, you only put a guarantee, and then but you do not say like, or you don't pay, correct?
Right, because I don't want to refund them everything. Like I'm just going to
Exactly.
refund them for one appointment if I missed one appointment. But I'm never going to miss one appointment because I'm doing my math based on getting them 10 more than they need.
Okay, perfect.
Mhm.
Awesome. Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Hell yeah.
Sweet. Looks like Tucker, what's going on, man? We got you up next.
Hey, what's up, bro? Thank you for having me. I just got a question regarding my own journey, and this is, I know
Sure,
you
bro.
said the focus should be on spending as much time as possible on sales and lead gen, but me personally, in the past like month or two, I've been spending deliberately 90 minutes a day mastering like AI automation. And the thought process I have behind that is that if I become exceptional at building custom agents and workflows, it'll give me a long-term competitive edge. But the question is, do you think it's a smart trade-off at this stage of my business journey, or should I be prioritizing more like front end activity like the outreach and closing?
I understand where you're coming from. I thought the same thing, and it is 100% wrong. Just like dead ass. Like if you spent all of that time getting money, there are a bunch of people like you who are really good at skills and aren't paid anything. Like they're absolutely cracked. They're like next level genius, but because they don't understand how to make money, they're going to be underpaid.
Yeah.
So let's say you forget about that, you put all your energy into like actually making money. Then you can take part of that money that you made. Say, I know Carson tells everyone to sell things for 5K. You take part of that 5K, and you give $400 to somebody like you who's really good at it. You're going to have all the advantages that they spent months and years on in an hour and a half or 2 hours on a Zoom call. And then you didn't have to spend that time. Or like that's what I did. Like I didn't when I first got into roofing my niche, when I said I first got that like 3K a month, then 0, then 13K a month, that first 3K, I gave like $500 to like 3 different people who are in my niche, and then I just knew service delivery. Before I sold those people, I didn't know that, but I knew for 100% fact I was going to find out. So I went to everyone that's good and I just figured it out because there are a lot more people that focus on the back end because they don't understand those priorities than that actually make money. And that's why I made it such a big part of this presentation because it held me back for a year. It's held my friends back for more. And as soon as you switch those around, you're going to start making money and delivering a better product.
So literally the only skills I should be focused on is sales and lead gen as of now.
Right. And then once you get money, like once you get to the point where you're doing a lot better, yeah, deliver an insane product. Like do everything you can to get there. But you don't have anybody to deliver a product to if you're not selling.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That was a great question. I think that's something that a lot of people get hung up on is trying to perfect the things that might not move the needle the most for your business. So really good question. It looks like in order, just what's on my screen, Liam might be up next. What's going on?
What's going on? Thank you, Levi, for the sauce. That's awesome, man.
Hell yeah.
So one kind of quick question. So I'm working a job right now,
Okay.
and I'm having an extra around 3K a month to put into the business, and I'm just wondering if I should put that solely into ads or like into other things as well.
Ads. That's like my super simple answer. Like if you're still working a job, you're not making the money you should be from your agency, I'm assuming. Is that correct? Like you want to
Yeah.
make more? Okay. Ads are going to give you enough reps at sales to get really good at sales. And if you're working another job, you don't have time to be doing other outreach, which if it's you're spending time on like appointments or sales or service delivery, you're still on the appointment side. And if you can't be doing outreach all day and you're at work or whatever else, that's where your energy needs to be going in the form of money. And when you're not working, get cracked at sales. And then at that point, you're going to have more money, put that into B2B ads and service delivery, and you're going to have more sales calls and you're going to get better at sales and you're going to have a better and better product. So 100%, that's what I would do. Don't blow all your money right away. Start small at like $50 a day for a week. Get the hang of things, test creatives, do everything well. After that, though, after you have a good source of sales calls, even if you're not closing, if you're not the greatest at sales yet, if your like cost per demo is under a few $100, just scale it and then lock the fuck in on sales. Because money's going to come out of it when you do the inputs. If you have that extra money, you have the ability to jump on more sales calls. That's what's going to move the money forward. And that money is going to be used to deliver an insane product for your clients. So that's 100% yes, what I would do.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you. So another question that kind of piggybacks off of that. So with my nature of work, I work shifts, so I work 12 hours a day for 5 days, and I'm off for 5 days straight.
Okay.
So how should I kind of allocate my time there? What do you recommend?
Start running ads 2 days before the end of your block. So you work for 5 days, say Monday through Friday, right? Wednesday night, turn on your B2B ads. Then you'll be booking appointments on Thursday and Friday with a max booking distance of 3 days, because then show rates beyond that are kind of fucked. And so you have appointments for Saturday, Sunday, and then beyond that, have people book appointments for the next 2 days. And then ideally, when leads come through during the time that you're off, you're running ads during those days. So 7 out of 10 days you're running ads. Turn them off for the 3 days in that break because you're not going to be able to sell. And then when leads are coming in, when you're not working all the time, call them immediately. Even if they book an appointment for tomorrow, call them immediately because speed to lead is everything. Go through a couple questions with them, make sure they're a good fit, confirm that appointment for tomorrow, or even move it for that day, and then close them on the spot. That's like the biggest thing I would recommend. That's the timeline I would follow if I was you.
Okay, so just kind of rip the ads like 1 or 2 days before my work shift ends, and then I'll have
Yeah, so
that
that way
full
you
5 days
have
to just walk
appointments
in.
like filled up. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, for sure. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh,
One really quick question. When you say that we can improve service delivery, what do you kind of mean by that?
so for mine is primarily appointment booking services. So I do it through running ads for my clients and booking them. You guys have different things because I know you guys are very, very AI focused. Part of my service is AI. Um, just talk to your clients about what the problems with your services are, and then reverse engineer that, find the problem, and put energy so the inputs don't cause that anymore. So if you're booking appointments for your clients and they're not showing up, figure out how with your guys' systems that you have in place and what Carson has in his resources available to you, what you can do to stop the appointments from no showing your clients, for example. Or if the lead quality is bad, go back, look what's causing the lead quality to be bad. Do they not have enough money? Are there like logistical issues that are causing that? So maybe if there's like some kind of lead filtering that you guys can put in place. Whatever else it is, just like find the problem and then don't fix like the symptoms, like fix the like core, so like root problem. And that's what I mean by like improving service delivery.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sweet.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, bro. That's a ton of sauce.
Yes,
Good
sir. One more
stuff. We're
thing
coming up.
off of that. Sorry. When you guys are selling something, if you guys can sell a worse product than what you're actually delivering, your clients will love you. If you can sell the result of 10 appointments, for example, and you know you're going to get them 20, always do that because they'll stay with you forever. And even if your bad product only gets 15 instead of 20, in their mind, they got 15 instead of 10 and they're going to love you, which is going to help you guys so much with retention and everything else. But Koda, go for it.
No, I was just saying, I know we're rounding up to the top of the hour, so I might have to speed run some of these final
If you guys want, I
questions.
can stay another 15 minutes. I don't have another call for that amount of time. So I got you guys.
Sweet. Yeah, that works. Looks like we got Chase up next. What's going on, Chase?
Hey, real quick. So, if I got in the mastermind about 3 weeks ago, and I have a job that I'm doing that is working really well, just like a general job. And my main problem that I have before I officially start everything, I've been working on the back end and getting everything done there, is say I did, get somebody that was a client tomorrow or today. I have never made my niche is real estate, and so I've never made a real estate ad. And so it's hard for me to say like, oh yeah, we're gonna make you ads and they're gonna get you, 20 appointments in a month or however many without ever actually making an ad that I know works. Should I, because I have the money to hire out like a white label agency, or like a media buyer.
Mhm.
Should I just do that to start and then just
Whatever's
learn
going
like
to give you the most confidence to do it initially If I was
Okay.
you, it seems like this is a really big mental block for you. Just do that. Whatever you need to say to tell yourself to be able to sell, do it.
Yeah.
After that, look at what the white label agency is doing. Make sure you have access to the ad account. Make sure you have access to everything. And then learn. And then do it yourself beyond that point. Get better than the white label agency. Because the thing about white label agencies is they're amazing. They work really well when we're just starting off.
Yeah.
But you're always going to care more about your client than they will. And
Right.
you can always make your client more. So do
Okay.
that, yes, if it gives you confidence, whatever you guys need to justify to give you guys confident enough to scale short of scamming, because don't do that. I've never done it, don't recommend it, whatever.
Right.
Do it so you can get more deals.
So you're basically saying like tell them, let's just say like 10 appointments or 15 appointments, and then use the white label agency and just hope that they don't fail, basically. And
Yeah,
like
and
not
also
okay.
even if they do fail, like so what? It's part of the game. It's part of the
Yeah.
process. We're all going to lose a little bit, and then you'll know like okay, X amount of dollars in ad spend does not equal X appointments, and you'll know, and you'll change your
Right.
offer based off of that. At first, don't worry about the perfect time to start anything because it's never going to be perfect. Just do it and just don't be afraid of messing up. Just learn from your mistakes.
Okay. And should we, because I think you said that you're not using AI in your business. Do you think that
Mhm.
everyone should be using like the AI
So
call
I
and
do
everything
use
like that?
AI in my business. It's just my entire core product isn't built around that because when I built my agency a year and a half ago, AI
Yeah.
was not where it is today. So that's just because my
Oh, I
timing
see.
was wrong. And if I had the ability, 100%, that's what a huge basis of it would have been. We're slowly moving a lot of our things back to it, but our foundations were built in like damn near like basically outdated tech. So we're
Yeah.
like slowly updating to what you guys are going to be starting on.
Okay. I've got one last final quick question. For hiring, do you have
Make
anything that you'd
$0.
recommend?
Don't even worry about that. Just fucking make money first.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. It looks like we got Jamie, Caleb, and Joseph left up here. We'll start with Jamie. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Hey, what's going on, man? So, quick question. So, in my case, I'm pretty much just finishing my funnels and going to be running ads probably next week.
hmm
My biggest question is, I know you said you're running mostly static ads. Could you share a little bit about what's your mindset with that, and what's been your highest producing ad, your most successful ads?
Um, for B2B, almost all of my ads are videos.
For
I say that
B2B,
because static ads do work. Like if you just put your offer with a call out to your niche on a Canva graphic, it's gonna rip. Like you'll get cheap appointments, you'll be able to close from it. I know 100K a
yeah,
month agencies that do that. You'll get more expensive, way more qualified, way more bought in prospects from video ads. Like I've been putting my face in front of roofers for a year and a half now. I've dumped probably, I don't know, probably six figures in ad spend onto their phones. And now people know my face. I have a brand associated with it, and it helps me a lot. I know a lot of people aren't willing to put their face, so that's what I brought
yeah.
up because it's a lower barrier to entry. It is easier. It's a lot harder to have the confidence initially. But if you can have the confidence and you can frame it properly, videos will always outdo graphics.
Yeah, yeah. I've been getting a lot of ads from other agencies, specifically in home service,
Okay.
and they look like they're doing well. I've even copied some of their funnels. The
Okay.
biggest issue is that they all have a really high production value. So it just be
That
setting up
doesn't
everything.
matter. Like, especially recently, every single agency that home service people, if that's your niche, have been burned by, have really high production value. So you are being whatever it's called, like blue ocean or whatever, by not doing that. I started doing that recently, where I would just start taking my phone and being like, roofers, what's going on? I know I look like I'm 12 years old, trust me. But last year I made my clients $10 million. Here's how I did it. Like that exact script basically. And that made me like a lot of money this week. Just that. With like the
So it's
TikTok.
almost an edge that you're not high production because you're not this big brand agency.
Right. And everyone who sees my ads at this point, they understand that I make money because they've seen my face for however many months in a row. But just make sure like it is clear, like you're still talking properly, like you still have a script, you still have all these things, but you don't need the high production. It seems scary to beginners. I know people that have spent $12,000 on a B2B ad creative. They redid the entire Wolf of Wall Street scene where they're like in the office, like chanting. They hired background actors, they paid for studio time cameras, whatever. And it was outperformed by a Canva graphic that I made in 47 seconds.
Wow.
It does not matter. What matters is portraying the message in the most effective way possible. If part of your message is, I'm a good guy, I'm a person I can help, that's going to be portrayed better with this than it is going to be a graphic. But if it's like some big elaborate thing with a bunch of transitions and editing and all that stuff, the customer doesn't care. They're like, oh, their editing is better. They can help me more. It's like, no. So
Gotcha.
don't worry.
Yeah, that's huge. That's really insightful, man. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Who's next?
Sweet. Looks like we got Caleb up next.
First up, appreciate you, Levi, for even taking the time to speak with us.
Oh, yeah.
I like what you said about you having to use your own business to kind of build a case study for your agency. That's similar to what I'm doing now with my business, but was that business in roofing? And also, how important would you say it is to know about your niche before you actually choose it or before you actually get started with it?
Second question first. You can choose something that you have knowledge in. The biggest thing that I would go into a niche. The biggest thing you need to know is that there are people who don't really know that much about business that are scaling in that. Because when that happens, that means it's a really good vehicle to be in right now. And you can learn through messing up 5, 6 Zoom calls and just asking a bunch of questions to those people, pretty much everything you're going to need to know about the niche as far as sales. So that's the first thing. Focus on that, focus on your ability to make money instead of any prior like personal knowledge. Unless it's like some really big advantage, in which case, by all means, go for it. The first thing you asked though about the business that I ran, no, it was something super simple. I call it a home service business because it technically was. I just ran ads to homeowners to like hang their Christmas lights during Christmas. And technically it's true, but that just gave me the confidence to tell my clients that I saw it work. I made money for me. I spent like $150 on ads and I made $500 back. And then people started to reach out for me for help and all of those other things. It wasn't a big thing, but it just gave me the confidence. Similar to whoever asked about the white label agency. That's just what I did to give me the confidence to then do it for other people.
Okay. And real quick, my second question, when you first started, did you know that like this is something that you wanted to be known for, like the roofing niche specifically? Like, was it something that you could see yourself like being known for in the long term? Reason I ask is because I know the home services industries typically earn a lot more. I'm a barber and I've been making content about, barbering for a few years now, and I could see myself being known, in the barber industry long term. But given that a lot of people are, succeeding with the home services industries and everything, I was wondering when you first started with the roofing niche, was it something that you could foresee yourself being known for long term?
No, that wasn't necessarily a thought. It was how do I make as much money as possible? I don't like being poor. That was like my main thought process. Though I can understand wanting to be known as a barber, and you can still continue to do that. But if you go into a niche where you can make them excessively more money, like if I get one of my clients one deal, say it's 20K, they only profit 4K, right? How many clients would you have to get your barber for them to profit $4,000?
Okay.
Like it's so much easier to go higher ticket. It seems scary because it's more expensive, but the more expensive what you're helping your client sell is, the more budget they have to give you for marketing. So even if you are attached to something personally, if you're attached to it personally and you're willing to pay the money that you're not making of whatever the extra 30, 40K because you're more passionate about barbering, do it. Like 100% do it. Don't give up your passion for any amount of money if that's what you is more valuable. For me though, I wanted the bag. I went to the bag. Bag was
I
yeah,
got you. Appreciate you, man.
yeah.
Looks like we got Joseph and then Abel.
Hey Levi, thanks for talking to us today.
Yep.
I just have two super quick questions. The first question is, I remember earlier in this call you were talking about some sort of like how you were using your ad spend to kind of give your clients a lot more appointments and stuff like that. And I was just on the phone with some HVAC guy, and he was talking about how he already has somebody doing lead generation for him, but he needs even more leads. And that's kind of his main issue right now. And I want to be able to provide our lead gen service to him, but I don't know how I would be able to get him even more leads than what he's getting right now.
Have them spend more. Like we have clients that work with us and another agency or another two agencies because they just
Mhm.
need more volume. Because most agencies try and sell 1,500 a month, 4,500 setup fee, 5K setup fee, whatever their main thing that they want to charge is, right? And once you just tell them like, hey, how many more leads do you want? They're expecting to charge for them. So like just this last month, we had a client going on like our most basic 2K a month package, super simple. And we're like, okay, what volume do you want? Oh, I want this amount of leads. It's like, okay. So we raised his retainer from 2K a month to like 4 or 6K or something like that a month. And that allowed me to get them the leads that they want. They didn't have to go to another agency and they paid us more. So I
Did
would
you
just
pay for that
sign
ad
that.
spend?
What's that?
Did you pay for the ad spend or do they pay for
Oh, no, no, no. Have your clients always pay for ad spend.
it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then my second question is, what is kind of your sales framework when going into like sales calls or like cold calls or something like that?
That's a long question. Those are two very different questions. The thing that I'll say that I think will help you with both is just be a real person. Like a lot of people go into these and they freeze up because they haven't done enough calls or they're scared or whatever else. And there's a difference between somebody who joins a Zoom call and you see me like this and then you like see me going like this during the call because I'm like reading a script versus somebody who joins on and I'm like, hey Joseph, what's good, man? And then I like put my phone down. I get in, I set the frame, I do what I need to do. Same thing for cold calls. If you can be a real person, I know this kid. He's like in the trenches right now, grinding dials, but he's making his prospects laugh, and he's booking so many more calls because of it. Um, like he's just being stupid at the beginning of the call. But who else is being stupid at the beginning of the call? Everyone else is trying to be more professional than they are. They're trying to be all whatever. But because this kid has like done so many dials and he knows who he is and he knows what service he can provide, he's just standing out. So just be yourself, be confident, but just be like a normal person throughout the call and just always have their best interest in mind. Only ask them questions that help you understand their ability to market so that you know how you can help them. Only like don't try and sell people who don't need to be sold. And just by taking those two frames, just being a real person and always trying to help, that's how I got to 10K. I didn't have any sales script. I just got on the call and I would like ask them questions about what they were doing. And then when I had something that I knew I could help with, they closed because I always wanted to help them. Or sometimes if somebody else has a better specific service for their specific need, I'll refer them. I didn't make any money from that, but that person in my niche now knows I'm a really fucking good person, and I've gotten referrals for things like that. So just take those two strategies when approaching any call with any prospect, and you'll do really well.
All right. Thank you.
For sure.
Good insight. That's something we can dive in deeper throughout the weeks as well. You can drop those questions and we can do mock calls, role plays, whatever throughout the week. Looks like I've got Abel and then Juan, and then if we can sneak it in the next couple minutes, maybe get your round two in, Augustine.
Hey Levi, just thank you for all the insight and whatever. I have a question. So starting out for you or any other agency starting out, what would you say is the best form of art outreach to go for because I was talking to Coda on this as well. Like I was doing a lot of cold calls and it actually got me an appointment which I ended up closing for whatever set of time. But obviously it's something I personally don't really like because like you do hear not that like I'm afraid to call or whatever, it's not really the issue. It's just like hearing a lot of no's or gatekeepers and I'm not really talking to business owners. So
Yeah, I
and I
mean,
was
how many
yeah.
calls did you do like after you got good? Like excluding the ones where you're still nervous and like learning stuff. How many calls do you
Mm.
think it took you to get that client?
Oh, hundreds, honestly. Like I wouldn't say like I hit 1,000 so far because I only did start this agency beginning of April. But like I
Okay.
would I would I would say just a decent amount, like hundreds.
I mean, yeah, so let's say it takes you 200 calls to get a client, right? Or
Yeah.
300 even. If you do 150 dials a day, which is a lot, but I mean, at this point, what else do you have to do?
Yeah,
Every
sure.
2 days, you're getting a client. Like, don't look at
Mm,
it, and that's a lot. Like, that's
mm,
really good. Look at it like that. So you can do that if that's doing well, if you're getting calls for like a few dials, like, because let's say you're doing something like this. Let's say you're doing 150 dials a day throughout a month, you're doing like over 4,000 dials. Even if that 4,000 dials gets you two clients for 2K a month that stay with you for a while, so you have
mhm.
4K that month. The next month you do the same thing, you're at 8K. At that point, you can do B2B ads.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
only, you only have
Yeah.
to get out of the trenches one time.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. It's only like a temporary thing I'm
Yeah.
like I have to do. And I looked at it as a way to get more sales experience because that's the only way I could when I don't have appointments. But
Hmm.
I also thought it was good to sort of split test outreach, you know? Let's say like cold DMs, like LinkedIn DMs or things like that, YouTube. I thought like would you say it's worth a shot to try or just like
What's
you
your
said,
niche?
just go all in clinics?
What type of clinics?
So now, right now, I'm balling down to cosmetic clinics, so like plastic surgeons, but the client I closed was a speech therapist. So
Okay. Go to the platforms they're on. They sound like they might be on Instagram. I'm not sure. Maybe.
cosmetic clinics, they are usually are low key. Yeah.
Yeah. So hit them with some IG DMs. Just be normal. With like a regular looking thing. And the thing about IG DMs, they don't need to be open for you to DM them. So still hit your dials during the day, and then at night, do that. Like that's what I would do. Like I would be in college, like sometimes at a party, like under a blanket, hitting DMs. Like you can do it at night.
Mm,
At a certain point, as I was like ramping things up with that, I had a VA doing DMs for me at night. So I would wake up to positive replies or answers that I would manage your message back. Because if they're getting back first thing in the morning, they check their DMs, did anything come in? They're doing responses. Then I have a bunch of responses in the morning to get back to and do that from there. So I would do
mm,
both if I was you. Do your best to not substitute because, especially when you're not in a position you want to be
yeah.
in, like as awful as it is, you don't really have free time because it just takes a certain amount of inputs to get to your first client, first 10K a month, first whatever. And you just got to get all those inputs out of the way because trust me, it gets so much easier after that by like 100x. You just have to get out, get your first like 10, 20K in the bank, and it's just way easier after that.
That's when we start running ads. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Good question. We got Juan. I think we'll maybe yeah, let's go with Juan first, see how we can do, and then round off the top with giving Levi a good thank you at the end of this. But Juan, what kind of questions you got?
Okay. Well, either way, I want to say thanks for meeting with us, Levi, first of all. But
Sure.
right now, sorry, but right now, I'm actually doing a free trial with a roofer,
Hmm.
but I've never ran ads for a roofing client before, so now I'm kind of wondering like, what's the best offers or creatives I should be trying to run to get appointments?
For any niche, what you guys should do is just go on ads library and go to the people running ads in your niche
Mhm.
and just scroll and take note of things. Genuinely spend probably 3 hours, 4 hours just looking at all of the ads that are running. After a certain point, you're going to start to see images that are the same across multiple different companies running them. You're going to start to see offers across multiple different companies running them. And then at that point, you know that not only is this working for one person, this is working for multiple different roofers, HVAC, home service, clinics, whatever, across the entire United States. So this is a winning proven creative. You're going to probably find 3 to 4 that are really, really common, and then just test those for your clients, and you're going to be able to find a winner from there.
Okay. And so let's say I've noticed a couple, and I'm thinking that I'll probably try to run some static ads that mimic those. And I'm wondering, like, would you say static or video would be better?
We do mostly static for our B2C. That's what tends to do the best.
Okay, perfect. Second question is, what amount of ad spend do you recommend to, like, let's say I want to get them 20 appointments, like how much would you say is like a good estimate?
It really depends on the market, but I would conservatively say 150 a day.
150 a day, okay.
In that range, yeah. And it sounds like a lot to pitch them. It's really not. They have the money. Like, they make 3K, 4K, 5K profit from a roof. It's really not that bad. Just that's what I would be around there.
All right. Well, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Well, good stuff, guys. That was a lot of value packed into today. Guys should all give Levi a nice thank you for the time that he put in. I think there are a lot of key takeaways. One thing I would like to see after this, just drop in the general chat in the Discord, just 1 to 2 takeaways that are actionable steps for yourselves based on all the information that you've gathered from today's call. And yeah, we should be all good to go from there. Levi, thanks, man. It's been great having you, and again, appreciate all the value that you were able to provide for these guys with your experience, background, and expertise in this space.